And breaking now at 9, Maryland will become the new home of the FBI headquarters. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Flanagan. Thasmi Mahfouz is off. The Biden administration has chosen Greenbelt to house the new building. The site was chosen over Virginia. Now, it follows a bitter battle between those two states. There have been talks about replacing the dilapidated Washington, D.C. building for more than a decade and a half. The J. Edgar Hoover building behind me is now almost 50 years old. We are bringing you live team coverage tonight. Max Marcilla standing by in Springfield, one of 3 cities that was in the running for the site. But we begin tonight with Jan-Marie Sisse live in Greenbelt. And Jan-Marie, a lot of excitement from Maryland leaders and also locals tonight.
Yeah, that's right. So this decision fell under 5 categories, which includes cost, equity, transportation access, and a few other options as well. Now, after months and months of trying to convince the General Services Administration which location was the best fit for the new FBI headquarters home, Maryland got the victory, and the new home will be coming to Greenbelt, Maryland.
It's extremely exciting.
Maryland State Delegate Ashanti Martinez was one of dozens of leaders pushing for the FBI headquarters to come to Prince George's County.
And so this is a huge win for all Prince George's County.
3 locations were being considered, Greenbelt and Landover in Prince George's County, and another site in Springfield, Virginia. Under the previous criteria for the FBI headquarters, proximity to the FBI Academy in Quantico was number 1. And that decision favored Virginia, which led leaders from both states to go toe-to-toe. But in July, a new criteria gave more weight to cost and equity, which gave Maryland an advantage.
You know, for a long time, Prince George's County hasn't gotten its fair share in federal sites and buildings. And so this was always been, since the start, about equity, about fairness, and about making sure that Prince Georgians receive the resources at the federal level that we know we deserve right here in our communities.
The new headquarters will be built on the 61-acre plot right near Greenbelt Metro Station.
This is a huge win for Prince George's County, but really the region, and making sure that we can create projects around transit so that we can change the way our communities move.
State leaders are looking forward to the big changes.
There's a lot of growth that can come from a huge anchor like the FBI. And so I'm just really excited to see what plans come forward.
Yeah, so the cost for the new FBI headquarters is about more than $2 billion. And we will continue to keep you updated about this new decision coming up later on DC News Now. For now, reporting in Greenbelt, Maryland, I'm Jan-Marie Sisse, DC News Now.
All right, Jan-Marie, thank you. Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks spoke just a short time ago on the announcement. She says it's an exciting time, not only for the county, but the region.
We are just really, really pleased tonight with this decision. And we're looking forward to seeing all of the generational and transformational growth.
Yeah, now to Virginia, where some state leaders are weighing in on the big loss. Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine releasing a joint statement that reads in part, "We are deeply disappointed that despite the clear case that Virginia is the best home for the FBI, the administration went in a different direction." Virginia lawmakers push Springfield as the ideal location for the new headquarters, and that's where we pick up our live team coverage tonight. Our Max Marcilla covers Northern Virginia, and Max, over and over, they cited Springfield's location as the ideal spot for the new FBI headquarters.
Yeah, good evening, Chris. They said this metro stop on the Blue Line, which is just a 5-minute walk to where the headquarters would have been, was a main selling point. They also commented on the fact that the FBI's National Academy in Quantico is much closer to here in Springfield than it is in either of the 2 locations proposed in Maryland, including, of course, Greenbelt, now picked for the next headquarters. Those were just some of the arguments that a ton of Virginia political leaders, including the governor and both senators, made, the argument that they made over the last few months, and they were not happy with the announcement today. Not everyone who lives here, though, was pleased with the announcement, and not all of them were unhappy by it. On one hand, some say moving here could have been an economic boost and an easier commute for many. On the other hand, some people believe that they fear what the move would have meant for already congested roads.
We have quite a bit going on right now, as far as new infrastructure and, with Amazon coming in and all. And I think people are already feeling, the crunch of more traffic.
It's a disappointment for Springfield. I know they really wanted it here. It would have helped to revitalize this community.
Now, you just heard from Chris a few moments ago, the joint statement from Virginia's 2 senators. We've also heard from a few congressmen and women who represent Virginia commenting on the disappointment of this day. We have not heard from Governor Glenn Youngkin, who was one of the many Virginians who pushed for the FBI headquarters to move from Springfield. When we do, we'll update you on air and on DCNewsNow.com. Reporting live in Springfield, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, Max, thanks for that breaking news, Tad. Meanwhile, in the city full of celebrities, they were off in the stars, but the giant pandas headed back home to China. That leaves the National Zoo pandaless for the first time in more than 2 decades. Fans are feeling sentimental about today's big send-off. Our Rennie Bass talks to them and takes us on the journey of their departure.
Yeah, certainly a sentimental send-off for these giant pandas. They've been the star attraction here at the National Zoo for decades. People I had a chance to talk to today tell me they feel like they've grown up right alongside these giant pandas over the years. A long history coming to an abrupt end.
We're very sad. Everybody's sad.
For some, Meisheng, Tiantian, and Xiao Qiji feel like family.
So such an emotional time. Then I've been here for so many times and watched them grow in, the family bondings, then suddenly they're leaving.
Now rolling into a new adventure thousands of miles away.
They're going home, so we're happy for them to go back to the real homeland.
Panda fans knew it was coming, but didn't know it would be so soon.
I called the zoo over the weekend. They said they'd be here till the 15th, so we drove 6 hours away and find out this morning that they're leaving this morning, so I'm a little disappointed in that.
I had plans to go see them Friday and Saturday, and I've already seen them twice.
Instead, today fans saw them loaded into crates and onto trucks, headed to Dulles Airport to board the so-called Panda Express.
A really big day for me and for all the Panda fans.
One final goodbye.
I hope to see you again. Love you.
Before heading halfway around the world. Now, as for what's next here at the National Zoo, lots of renovations already underway at the giant panda exhibit, getting that ready for whatever may come next, whether that's more pandas or new animals entirely. As for those pandas, though, they're on that long flight back to China. People we talked to today said they were streaming that takeoff and landing back to millions of people home in China who are eagerly awaiting their arrival. They tell us they expect a very warm welcome for those pandas when they touch down in Chengdu tomorrow. In Northwest, I'm Rennie Bass, DC News Now.
All right, well, now there is no guarantee the pandas will return to the National Zoo. The zoo has an exchange agreement with China, but it expires in early December. As of right now, there are no plans to renew or extend that deal. The United States and China are facing growing diplomatic tensions. President Biden and China's president plan to meet next week, but there's no word on whether pandas will be on that agenda. But National Zoo Director Brandy Smith, she remains hopeful.
I cannot imagine Washington, D.C. without giant pandas, and I will do everything I can to bring them back.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's see them back here in the district. All right, let's get a first check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, I think it's safe to say fall is playing some games with us.
Yeah, it is playing a trick you moment on us. Really going to hurt your feelings as we go into Friday. Tomorrow looking pretty fantastic. We're going to be into the upper 70s. A lot of spots across the DMV going to be touching 80 degrees tomorrow afternoon. So T-shirts, sunglasses, definitely have it handy. But where is the winter coat? I mean, we're going to have about a 30 to 35 degree drop for daytime highs Friday afternoon into the start of your weekend. Here's our wind barbs. They are trying to shift out of the south, and this is going to allow that warm front to kind of make its way across our region, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not super bad out there. We're divided Baltimore County into the upper 40s right now, DC into the lower 50s. It's a kind of mild evening. This time yesterday when I saw you, we were 12 degrees warmer. And so, yeah, we have been fluctuating up and down this week, and then we'll have some more stable air as we go into tomorrow. So let's plan your morning, waking up to a slight chill. So I would have that light coat handy, and then we'll transition into kind of partly cloudy conditions around 7 to the 9 o'clock hour. Really highs are going to be well above average, and then the fall starts to come. Along with that fall is a little bit of rain that we're going to track across the region. It's going to be super beneficial, but how much rain am I talking about? I have your extended forecast coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. Well, day one now in the books for D.C.'s newest police chief, at least officially. Velma Smith has been serving as acting police chief since July. Tuesday, council unanimously confirmed Smith to that role permanently. Reporter Mariel Carbone live tonight in our newsroom. And Mariel, you spoke to Smith today as she laid out plans for her tenure.
Yeah, Chris, and she has said that she has been committed to tackling violent crime in the district since she was first nominated to the role back in July, and that she is just as focused right now. Now, it won't be an easy task to do as crime rates continue to climb across D.C.
On a sunny afternoon, you might find Pamela Smith out walking the beat.
I've oftentimes told my team that they need to lighten my schedule up just a little bit so that I can get out in the field.
It's a tactic she's committed to, as her title now shifts from acting police chief to chief.
I'm honored and humbled to...
Smith takes over the Metropolitan Police Department at a time when crime is surging. Year-to-date homicides, robberies, and motor vehicle thefts are all up. So what's her plan?
The first things I do is always I look at the data. I try to analyze exactly what's happening.
Under her leadership, Smith says more officers will walk the beat. Redistricting is a possibility, and new initiatives targeting crime trends like carjackings are in the pipeline.
It's going to take us some time to really drive these crime trends down.
In terms of juvenile crime,
one of the things that I want to do is not wait until we have 15 or so deaths with juveniles, but to certainly start working with our young people.
And DC News Now spoke to young advocates back in September when juvenile homicides by gun violence topped a dozen kids. The teens expressed frustration and fear.
Getting a gun it's like getting a phone. Like it's super easy, it's super quick.
Most of the time, it's not because they want to walk around thinking they bad, but they need protection.
What are your responses to them making these comments?
They're bringing these firearms in conversations in order to resolve conflict. And so there has to be a method of conflict resolution.
Smith plans to start Blue Table Talks, connecting and talking with at-risk youth. She's also relaunching the Chief's Youth Advisory Council.
And right now, Smith says that MPD employs 3,341 officers. She says over the last 3 months, the department has also made 60 new hires. Chris, she says she is being really intentional about recruiting now and moving forward.
That's a big challenge. So what does that look like, Mariel?
Well, when we talk about being intentional, Smith says that just last month she launched a recruiting team. MPD is still offering that $25,000 bonus for new officers that sign on. And she says she's also been talking to apartment complex managers in the district, asking if they'll provide a lower rent rate for those new officers. So that's just one other incentive she's trying to put out there to help recruit talent.
All right, Mariel Carbone live in our newsroom. Mariel, thank you. And by the way, DC Police is giving away free tracking tags again tomorrow. To be eligible, you must live in certain police service areas. You can find out which area you're in by going to the DC Police website. Tomorrow's giveaway is from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at 3200 Pennsylvania Avenue Southeast. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is reacting to the results of last night's election. Democrats retook full control of the General Assembly. The party managed to keep the Senate majority and flip the House of Delegates blue. Youngkin admits he's disappointed, but says he's optimistic about working with Democrats in the General Assembly to find common ground.
I think this is what Virginians expect. I think they know that in a state that is so purple, that we do debate, we do argue, but they expect us to find common ground on these most important topics and to press forward. And I am optimistic that we will find these most important areas to come together over and over again, because that's exactly what we have done.
Governor Youngkin mentioned bringing down the costs of living, investing in K-12 education, and Virginia's behavioral health system as areas where compromise could happen. Obviously, a big night last night in Virginia, but several Maryland cities held elections as well. According to the unofficial results, Rockville voters elected Monique Ashton as mayor. City also voted no to allowing 16 and 17-year-olds to vote in city elections. Voters in Bowie overwhelmingly re-elected Tim Adams as mayor, and in Greenbelt, preliminary results show voters favor allowing non-U.S. citizens to vote in future local elections. All right, for the very latest election results in Virginia and Maryland, head to our website, dcnewsnow.com. And coming up in our next half hour, we'll take a look at a few more races, including Loudoun County School Board.